Hello and welcome to The Truth in My Opinion, the podcast where I, Cody Darla, ask a guest to bring me the 3 news stories they think should be on all of our lips. And this week, as Donald Trump and the Pope give the Beckhams a run for their money in the feud department, I've been tasked by the Vatican and the White House to help dial down the tension with stand-up comedian Pierre Novellie.
Hello.
Hello, Pierre. How are you?
I'm good. Those are some high-profile contacts you have.
Some real...
That's a lot on your shoulders.
Yes, I'm going up in the world. I'm feeling the pressure. Are you tapped into the Pope Trump feud?
I mean, vaguely. I don't know if it's going to change a lot about the church or the White House. It's just noises,
Those
isn't it?
Those two famously unchanging organizations, I guess.
Well, it's difficult because whenever the Pope says something that you go, yeah, go Pope. You think, but it's probably annoying as many people as it's winning over. I don't really know if it's doing anything.
I actually had this thought where I was like, how is the Pope woke? Like the Pope is the woke character in this. He's like the liberal, the libtard guy standing in the way of like conservative forces. The Pope.
But this is the thing, right? Like the woke unwoke thing is it doesn't work in the same way left and right doesn't work anymore because the Pope's woke in a specifically Christian way.
Yeah.
Which then comes with a load of other conservative things like
exactly.
Please no porn, Try not to do this, that, and the other.
Yes. Yeah. So it shows how far right the American government has gone to make the Pope look liberal.
Yeah, well, he's not. The Pope's not saying they're wrong about banning all these things that I do.
That's true.
It's the whole. That's the axes. It's all.
Yeah. The axes are all off.
But yeah, the Pope is. The Pope's American is why it matters, I guess, right?
I guess so. It's the classic American showdown.
Yeah.
Pierre, you are a stand-up comedian, and
Yes.
you have you're on tour. So
I'm on tour.
I want to get the plug out.
Yeah.
Fast and first.
Yes.
Do you want to tell us about the show that you're touring?
Yeah, it's called You Sit There, I'll Stand Here.
Fantastic.
Which is a good description of what happens in every show. And it's about moving to the suburbs and worrying that you're going to become a mad reactionary.
Pope or Trump?
Either one. There are a lot of flavors available.
So you've moved to the suburbs.
Yeah.
Have you become a reactionary?
I can feel it tickling the back of my neck. Yeah. I think when you unplug yourself from the urban speedy. I lived in like a more central kind of like a flat, right?
Yeah.
And now I'm just kind of in the lovely sort of hypnotic suburb on the edge of London, on the edge of Greater London.
I see.
Yeah.
So is that the reactionary element, the quietness, the calm?
I think humans look for problems. So even if you find a situation with like it's a better, like I like where I am, I like where I live. But you're still looking for problems. And because the problems are smaller, you necessarily are more reactionary for taking them seriously.
I see.
So then you go, I finally, I used to live next door to whatever, those drug dealers who were always like playing music through the walls and having crazy parties. But now I live somewhere where my neighbors are nice. And then your problem becomes that cat or whatever that keeps coming in the garden.
Interesting.
Because you're looking for problems. Your mind, there's no end to problems. You're going to keep finding them.
Oh my God. I'd never thought of it like that. I have a neighbour exactly like this.
Yeah.
My downstairs neighbour. It's like constantly complaining about the noise, and she'll be talking about the front door closing once, maybe every 7 hours.
Absolutely.
And you're like, I constantly want to say to her, I'm like, go and live in Brixton.
Yeah.
Like, go and live in Shoreditch.
She hasn't got enough other problems.
Yeah.
If she had more problems, then that one would be bottom of the list. But when there aren't any, that's by definition is top of the list.
Wow. What's the smallest problem that bothers you? Is it?
Oh, I have misophonia, so it's just any noises or.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was on the train right before this, and just someone with like the email sound on their laptop playing every now and then. Just fucking turn it off.
Just mute.
Just mute it.
Yeah.
Check your email. You don't need a noise.
That is incredibly annoying.
You're not in the situation room. It's not important what you're up to here on the train.
Oh, wow.
If you were that important, you'd be in a bulletproof car with a satellite phone. fuck off with this noise.
We don't need the noise.
But I'm getting this annoyed like on the train
Wow.
in complete silence.
It's
just
torture in a way, isn't it? It's
I
maybe
hate
a
it.
good lesson in don't try and improve your life. Well, this next thing surprises me then because you're painting this kind of suburban sort of bliss where
Yes.
you're tortured by the sound of an email, but you were on world's most dangerous roads.
Yeah. With Phil Wang.
That must have been hell.
I liked it. That I liked.
Is that because I guess the sound is the least sort of scary thing in that scenario?
It's more like sounds that are inconsiderate, I think.
Right. Oh, I see. That's the sound thing. I understand.
Or display a lack of self-awareness or consideration, yeah. So like people chewing their mouths open, people who leave haptic sounds on their keyboard on their phone and then their phone not on silent.
I see.
People like humming to themselves.
The lack of awareness that other people exist.
Yeah, and
Gotcha.
so that's a big section of it, and another section of it is like I know someone who when they're talking taps one of their rings onto like their mug, if they got a mug or a cup, or like they tap for emphasis, and I want to grab their hand and say, "Don't tap at me. Stop tapping." But I haven't done it yet. They don't know how much I hate their tapping. So this is an exclusive.
Don't tap at me.
Don't tap at me. I'm listening.
Yeah, I'm looking at you while you're talking.
Yeah.
You don't need to tap.
Who's this for? No, Dangerous Roads was fine. That was just driving on
Dangerous roads.
gravel roads at 45 degrees with no barrier. That was okay.
What was the most dangerous road you and Phil went on?
The most dangerous bit was the bit that wasn't on film, which was having to go through the Lesotho border post where the guards were like, it was the middle of the day, but they seemed like they'd had a long evening. These guards, they were in a relaxed and relaxed and sort of combative at the same time state, shall we say?
Oh, I don't like.
And
that.
they had lots of questions.
Oh dear.
Yes, yeah.
So actually, the danger wasn't the road at all; it was the people manning it.
Yeah, it was the people we met along the way.
Were they just giving off a kind of shooty vibe?
Not shooty. No, they just had lots of questions about what was in the car, or and maybe if they could have some things from us.
Oh, I see.
They you know.
Did you give them anything?
Of course not. How dare you? That would be unconscionable.
Pierre, the question I ask everyone who comes on this podcast is, are you a newsy person?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah,
you love
yeah,
the
yeah.
news?
You
don't love the news.
The news is like,
but...
I talk about the news the way football people talk about football.
Okay, me too.
Yeah, I don't like it, but it's the
Yes.
thing I follow.
Yes. Who's your team in the news?
My team in the news. Science-driven policy. I don't know. I don't know my team.
love it.
I don't
love
have a
it.
team. I've written a lot of satire
Yes.
and like for shows like that, or like Mash Report, or like Spitting Image and stuff.
Yeah.
But I could never do it on my own.
Yeah.
Because every show I do would devolve into an incredibly unsatisfying and alienating lecture on my incredibly unappealing position on the political compass. That pleases no one. You need to please at least 30% of the population.
Yeah, you need to please some. Yeah,
Someone.
Someone.
There needs to be numbers.
You're pleasing no one. You think?
I'm pleasing maybe a bunch of other sort of autists who are obsessed with infrastructure. So like it would not be like a big. You couldn't tour that show.
Okay, I got
You could maybe do it as a conference speech for some incredibly niche.
Yeah, I didn't catch the scientific infrastructure sketches on Spitting Image. I didn't.
No, they didn't like them.
They cut them.
They didn't put in my sketch about Christianity in China either. I thought it was pretty good.
Where do you get your news from? Are you a newspaper
All of
guy?
it.
All of it.
All of
you
it.
absorb it all.
Guardian, Telegraph, Times, Economist, New Statesman, FT.
Oh my god.
And a sprinkling of whatever else. It depends, because there's no point looking for, say, news about South Africa anywhere really other than like South African news websites, because it's not really being properly covered.
So God, that must take so much time to. I can see why you're pleasing no one.
You're
You're reading too many different ideological pillars.
I need one.
You need one. You need one. You need to hammer your colours to the mast, and you need to never, ever, ever budge from that position.
Yeah, it's true.
That's what you need to do.
Then I'd be rich.
Yeah, then you'd be rich. Then you'd be rich. Okay, Pierre, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hand over the reins of news to you.
Okay.
This is your news hour. you've brought us 3 news stories that you
Yes.
think everyone should be talking about.
Yeah.
And I'd like you now to deliver your first headline in your best newsy voice.
Taking Tylenol during pregnancy has no link to autism. New study finds.
Tell me about this headline.
So, I think it was RFK Jr.
Yeah.
When the general kind of nutter brigade over in the States.
Yeah.
Every few months they need to find a new reason why autism.
Yes.
They can't accept that it's probably broadly genetic. In identical twin studies,
Yeah.
even identical twins. So if the one twin is diagnosed with autism, the other twin has a 99% chance of being diagnosed. So it's not quite 100, but it's pretty. I mean, it's 99%.
Yeah.
And it's sort of, if your father or mother has it, you're 60% at least likely to have it. So there's
Yeah.
definitely a strong genetic element here. And there may be other elements to it. We're investigating, right? We're looking into it.
We're looking in.
I know these facts because I'm autistic and I wrote a book about autism.
You did.
Which is a guide to autism.
Yes.
And the publisher said, you have to call it a biography. Or you should call it, we're going to call it a biography because you're a comedian and you've got like stories about your life in it, right? So, but it's not. It's a guide.
A comedian's guide to autism.
Yeah. It's the lady who diagnosed me has it on her reading list, and other people who diagnose people with autism, and they hand it out. So it's,
Wow.
I obviously autistically made it as accurate as possible. And
your biography turned into a textbook.
Good, it's exactly what I wanted. I didn't want a biography. I haven't done anything.
Yeah, I know, it's true.
There's no use in a
true,
biography.
you haven't done anything.
No, farting around. No, that's not enough. So because I went and I found a specialist, Dr. Buchan up in Cheshire, who does very good work with Axia, which is a sort of adult support group, which if you're in that part of the world, I recommend. And I paid her to go through it with a fine-tooth comb and make it as like airtight, accurate. Because otherwise, why am I trying to write it?
Yes.
It needs to be accurate.
Yes.
So that's why I know these things, and that's why this story was just like the latest in the long line of people going, maybe it's paracetamol.
Yes, yeah.
Maybe it's wigs. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe it's wigs.
What if the moon did it?
So this goes way back to, not way back, but September 2025, right? When Donald Trump and RFK Jr. when Trump came out at the White House and said that taking acetaminophen, Tylenol, would give your child autism if you're pregnant.
Yes.
And this basically, there's a new report from Denmark.
Yeah.
And researchers were able to track 1.5 million children born between 1997 and 2022 in the National Health Registry.
Yeah.
And that included 31,098 children who were exposed to Tylenol while in the womb. And the results are that autism was diagnosed in 1.8% of the children who were exposed to Tylenol and 3% who weren't. So if anything, I'm expecting Donald Trump now to go in front of the White House and say, actually, if you don't take Tylenol, you'll get autism.
I think it depends on if he has shares in Tylenol.
Yeah.
I think if he immediately buys shares in Tylenol, then we'll see an endorsement pretty soon.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of what everyone said at the time, wasn't it? That all of the scientific community were like, this is not true.
No.
Who at Tylenol upset Donald Trump?
Yeah, exactly. And also, whenever people come out and say this stuff, the first question obviously is, what has made you say this?
Yes.
Like, let's presume that you're right, or at least I'll listen to you. Explain how then.
Yeah.
And they always go, the womb. They've got nothing. They never have a decent
the womb
explanation based on any science as to how. Because the fact is they can't, right? Because there's this really strong genetic element to autism, and then beyond that, it's just question marks.
Yeah.
So almost by definition, they can't be right. And there's a lot of slightly woo-woo studies about, where everyone's obsessed with their microbiome now.
Oh, yes, of course.
All the germs.
Yes.
They make you different ways. Yeah, the germs. And maybe they do. But they're trying to say, the microbiome is linked with autism. But the trouble is it's a study of like 7 autists who all eat the same diet. So it's like, of course their fucking microbiome looks the same. They only eat nuggets. They've got the nugget bacteria. Yeah, I probably have only the nugget bacteria. So it's not good enough science yet, but it gets everyone excited, and depressingly, even pretty decent news outlets will run with it because they have no literacy on this matter.
Yes, and I guess it's that sort of lack of literacy that maybe allows because Trump basically said at the time, back in September, he was like, don't take Tylenol, but if you have a fever that you can't tough out, those are his words. If you're a pregnant woman and you can't tough out the fever, then you can maybe take it. But I guess that sort of made sense to me, because I'm like, there's this obviously anti-vax strain in America that's just like, we're pumped full of stuff, which is ironic for America's processed food industry, which is their food industry. But this kind of idea that, you have to be a strong American and not give in to your pain. And like, because of this, like you said, the few question marks around what causes autism, even though there are all of these studies that show it's pretty much genetic, it leaves that gap, right, where people can fill it with whatever bullshit they come up with.
Yes, and everyone, it's based on fear and worry and stress and da-da-da. I mean, well, the food industry point, they are consistent on that in the sense that because they think, it's the medicine that makes you sick, right? That's the kind of basic belief. That's why RFK Jr. is obsessed with everything being cooked in like beef tallow, like a Victorian, because he doesn't like modern oil technology. Sunflower seeds are getting you.
Yes.
So they are consistent. Oil. What we're seeing is a kind of guns and steak version of woo-woo.
Yes, it is.
That's what it is.
It is.
And so, but what I would like is for us to be consistent and be as anti all of it, please.
Yes, yeah.
As much as I love, sections of, say, Glastonbury, these people are the same. And they are a danger to society.
There's a through line from Trump to Glastonbury.
Yeah, the one thing that they can all agree on is that you shouldn't have medicine.
But there was a crazy stat about the not taking medicine thing, because even when Trump said at the time, don't take Tylenol, that everyone was like, please don't listen to him. But there was the Lancet did a study, and they showed there was a 16% reduction in the number of pregnant women in America taking Tylenol.
Yeah.
So it had it literally, his words had an impact.
Yeah.
And then because this is America, it's likely that someone who didn't take Tylenol instead took opioids.
Yes.
So he's literally, instead of a child in the womb being exposed to paracetamol, it's now quite possible they've been exposed to opioids instead.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. The impact is real.
Yeah.
It's not harmless.
Yeah.
It's not. It's easier to point at like Trump and RFK Jr. and go like, these are ghouls.
Yes.
Harmful ghouls. Because
ghouls.
they're so visually ghoul-like.
Ghoulish, yeah.
And they speak like ghouls.
They do.
They've got this fucking haunted house way of talking to people. That's easier. But we also need to maintain this attitude for when it's someone in a knitted flapped hat, who otherwise is quite a good laugh.
Next to a teepee.
Yeah.
The same attitude.
These are dangerous people.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
So do you talk about this in your book? So the full title of your book is Why Can't I Enjoy Things? A Comedian's Guide to Autism. Do you talk about woo-woo in that?
No, I wanted it to just be like a real, it's 101. There is no new insight. I don't have the training for that.
Yeah.
It's a summary. It's beginner's stuff. The philosophy behind it was that if all the things about autism are true, then I shouldn't be able to make a living as an observational stand-up, where my job is to publicly communicate to large groups of neurotypicals how I'm thinking, right? That shouldn't be possible. But it is, because it's how I make my money.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, that's clearly a skill I have. So maybe if I can use that skill to communicate stuff about autism in as digestible a way, then that would be a benefit, right? That would be a net benefit. And I can make it funny, because otherwise you're not going to read a pamphlet if you're not autistic or you don't know anyone autistic. Why would you pick up that pamphlet? It's not relevant to you.
Yeah.
But you might if you thought it'd be funny.
If you thought it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess we can only hope that maybe Trump can read it. Do you think Trump is anywhere near one? He doesn't read.
They summarize his briefings to like one page, I think.
Do they really?
Yeah, it's like a paragraph and a picture.
They also did that for Boris Johnson.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess this kind of actually also makes sense in terms of his going back to the Pope thing.
Yeah.
Did you see when he was like, he obviously said that it wasn't a picture of him as Jesus, it was him as a doctor.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's because someone at the White House, before he went and said that, was like, just say the picture is doctored. And he misunderstood.
Oh my God.
And thought they told him to say he was a doctor. So...
Did you see the explanation for the Hannibal Lecter thing?
No.
Do you see him talking about Hannibal Lecter?
No.
Oh, wow. Yeah, this is great. on the campaign trail, Donald Trump kept talking about Hannibal Lecter in speeches, and he kept talking about the late, great Hannibal Lecter, like he was real.
No.
Yeah, and then he kept talking about how, the Democrats, that's who they want to send us. People like that. And they thought he meant, like, he's got asylums confused with asylum seekers.
Yes, I heard this as well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because they were like, why Hannibal? Because he kept talking about how Hannibal Lecter was in an asylum and then talking about immigration. And it's like,
Exactly.
It's like piecing together Grandpa's stories.
It is. He misunderstands literally everything. So no wonder he thinks that Tylenol causes autism. But it doesn't. Okay, Pierre, thank you so much for your first headline. Could you please now deliver your second headline?
Okay. First victory for the battle brigade run by robots alone.
I like it. You're really nailing these voices.
Thank you.
So
it's just an impression of an impression. Robots, baby.
Yeah, robots. Tell me about the story.
So the Ukrainian military took a position from the Russians using just robots and drones. No humans were involved.
Unarmed robots.
Armed robots, I think.
Shit. Unmanned robots.
Unmanned robots, yeah.
Yeah.
Unarmed would be amazing.
Unarmed. That would be hilarious.
Incredibly convincing robots. Just a robot guy, why not surrender? Little shrugging man.
But yeah, they took a position. The Ukrainians won a battle with no soldiers.
Yeah.
Which is madness.
That's the future, I think.
This is the main story in a way, which is this growing robotic AI battlefield stuff.
Yeah.
Which is both interesting and terrifying.
Yeah, and I got I'm less daily obsessed with it now, but from 2022 till 2024 at least, I was like Ukraine news every day.
Really?
Every day, all day.
You were reading the briefings.
I was looking at the maps.
Yeah.
I was trying to keep on top of all the developments.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be how the future of war looks, I think. And it's really kind of weirdly similar to World War One.
Yes. I mean, because this is the first thing that's what I think struck a lot of people about the Ukraine war, wasn't it? Initially, when it was trench warfare.
Yeah.
It was back to World War One.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of in a weird sort of flip side, it's now become like the front line in the future of warfare.
Yeah.
In terms of like drones and robots. So Zelensky was talking at like a defense conference.
Yeah.
And he was this is where he announced this kind of like skirmish that these armed robots went on, and the real Russian soldiers surrendered. And then he was talking about all of these other kind of machines that the Ukraine army has developed. Like there's battlefield stretchers, the little robot stretchers that go and pick up
carrying people
soldiers.
back.
And what was mad, one of the things I noticed was one of the companies that's developing these new like war drones used to do like street lights.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And so that's also very World War One and very World War Two.
Yeah.
I mean, in World War Two, all these factories that used to make cars or anything involving sheet metal, just straight on Spitfires and Sten guns and stuff like that. Like machines can be recalibrated, right? If it's like a lathe or a milling machine or whatever, you can make it do other stuff.
Yeah.
And lots of European countries are trying to switch over factories to making ammunition and things.
Yeah.
Because there hasn't been a big war in Europe, or kind of really on this scale in the world for a while. We've been getting away with having like the same 1,000 bullets in like a shed.
Yeah, they're going to start wheeling out the Spitfires from the museums at this point.
The Russians are using tanks from the 50s.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's just because there's not been the pressure to innovate.
Well, they've just got spares, right? So they get a 1950s tank and they go, fucking get in there, screw you. And then they just sellotape a night vision thing onto it. And then they sellotape on a GPS and they go, figure it out. It's your problem. It's still the tank, And
it's still made of metal.
It's still dangerous. And they're right, it is. But yeah, for years we've gotten away with just going like, yep, the shed of old bullets is still here. Yeah. So, whenever there's a war. And it's not going to cut it anymore.
Yeah.
We're back to... I think... I was saying this to some friends the other day. Are you in lots of WhatsApp groups as a newsman?
What you mean? Like, not really.
I'm in a lot of WhatsApp groups.
What, like newsy WhatsApp groups?
Yeah. I've got different ones for different stuff.
What news journalists?
No, just like fellow freaks.
Talking about different topics.
Yeah, so like...
I'm not in those.
Oh, man. I'm in so many of those. I was saying in one of mine, the other day that like I think we're back to like the 1700s now, where countries are going to start getting like absorbed or redrawn, and everything's up for grabs, and everyone's going to go to war with each other, and because like nukes stop people being invaded to an extent,
yes,
but they don't stop all the wars everywhere else. And equally, in the same way that a nuke might stop someone invading you, it depends how afraid you are to then just immediately use it.
Yes,
because if you say to someone, okay, the Russians take Slough, are you nuking Moscow? And you go, well, not for Slough. And you go, okay, but now they've taken Slough and Nottingham. What about now? And then you go, well, no, it's still not now. So like, that's how they invaded Ukraine, right? The little green men. It was just that slow pattern of escalation, and also like corruption and everything's just collapsed. So this gray zone warfare is
interesting.
It's really destabilizing, and there's kind of nothing to stop all sorts of states doing it to their small neighbors.
Yeah, you're right. I'd never thought about it like that. To go back to the kind of this droney AI stuff.
Oh yeah.
There was a.
It's robot time.
It's robot time. But Zelensky talked about this thing called a kill chain.
Yeah.
He was like these robots are a part of Ukraine's kill chain. So it's like the dawn of algorithmic warfare. So there are all of these different things that the military are now using in terms of AI. So there are drones that are controlled by AI that then feed into a kind of HQ that we as humans can sort of control, but we're also outsourcing the decision making to other AIs. And these AIs, and we're seeing this in like the Middle East and Iran and the kind of bombing of that school, where it's like actually warfare is now becoming controlled by AI, and there's a possible potential world where this AI essentially starts fighting our battles for us, and there's no humans involved. It's like a PlayStation game.
Yeah, potentially. You'll need a human in the loop for certain situations.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, and even before AI, right? Like there are these. You can sellotape a hand grenade to a tin can with like a radio receiver on it, and it'll blow up when a car drives past. Like that's not a human doing that.
I guess so, yeah.
It's all about remote stuff that you don't have to worry about.
Yeah.
And if you can get a drone that is like a surveillance drone and just say to the AI, well, just patrol this fucking area and then make the video feed pop up Star Trek style if you see something weird.
Yeah.
Then it pops up. And that's something that like the West, like NATO, we don't have a clue how to do anything that the Ukrainians are doing. We've got nothing like that.
Well, because actually in when the Iran war kicked off in February, the Ukrainians were called up because they had all of this like drone expertise, and they were like, how the fuck do you shoot down drones? They're like, we've been doing that for like 4 years.
Spent years saying all the drones we've been shooting down were fucking made in Iran.
Yes.
Like these are the same ones.
Yes.
It's Shaheds.
Yeah, it is.
We know what they're, why haven't you called us in advance?
Yeah.
Because the Americans and the NATO generally in most countries are used to the fact that as long as you've got some anti-plane stuff and some anti-cruise missile stuff, you can just have an airport that's kind of in the open.
Yes.
There's the plane, and there's a big long pipe from the plane full of fuel leading to the huge fuel tank. I see no problem with this. You could blow that up with a pistol.
Yeah.
And there are drones that they've fitted pistols to that are the size of like a shoe.
Oh, I think I have seen those, yeah.
And just fly one of those in there.
Yeah. It's so interesting because, you realise for how much technological innovation is driven by war.
Loads,
It's basically all of it.
Necessity.
Yeah.
War or plague or famine or any of the four horsemen, because then it matters. Like, we need to get this done, not 9 to 5 done. Like, you're sleeping in the office, right?
Yeah.
Because the plague is here.
Yeah.
Plague, war, famine.
It makes sense in a way.
All of that. It needs to be an emergency for people to do that level of work.
Yes.
Because otherwise, why would you're just being exploited?
I guess so. But Zelensky also said, he said in the last 3 months there have been 20,000 of these kinds of battlefield interactions where Ukraine have used robots instead of people.
Yeah.
So Zelensky was like, that's like potentially 20,000 lives saved because they've sent a robot into a dangerous zone rather than a person.
Absolutely, yeah.
So we are in the world of robot warfare, essentially. It's robo-wars.
It's robo-wars, at least on one side. Because Russia doesn't care how many Russians die.
That's true.
They're not interested in that. Whereas the Ukrainians have to care because there's fewer of them.
Yeah.
And they're not even calling up people under the age, I think, of 24, 25.
Really?
No, because that's the future generation. They can't just let the Russians murder the future of the country.
Interesting.
The average age of like a Ukrainian soldier is like 39. Like these are not, these are not young.
People who are past their prime.
Well, people who are maybe the occasional knee problem means that they're not great at sprinting across an open field while being shot at. So you need a robot.
Yeah, that makes sense now. It's a middle-aged army. That's why the robots are being used.
Yeah, all the dads are there. Dads love robots.
All the dads are there. They just can't jog anymore.
No.
I can't. I'm not young anymore.
Those days are behind me. Let's build a robot.
Okay, Pierre, thank you for that incredibly interesting headline. The future of warfare is with us, I guess, in the present. Could you please now deliver your third and final headline?
British expertise helps harness the power of a star.
Tell me what this news story is.
It's about fusion.
Yes. I'm very confused by it, so I hope you're ready to do some explaining.
Let's pool our ignorance. Here's what we can focus on mainly.
Yes.
The consequences of if fusion happens. That's a cool thing to talk about.
That's very good. So a group of British scientists at the Diagnostics Innovation Centre of Excellence, DICE, have harnessed the power of fusion, which is mushing two cells together, right? Two atoms together.
Two atoms together, yeah. They're getting there. They've opened a plasma, I think it's to monitor plasma data.
Yes.
So basically, nuclear fission works by breaking atoms apart.
Yeah.
Which is no different, really. Think of it as like burning wood, right?
Yes.
You get the wood, you burn it, it all breaks up, becomes ash, and goes away.
Okay.
And from that, you get lovely heat.
Yes.
Because all electricity is just boiling water.
Okay.
Apart from maybe solar straight into the grid. But it's always just like heat the water, make a turbine spin, now we have power, thank you.
See, you sound like you know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm glad you've given me confidence.
Okay.
So fission is burning wood.
Fusion
is,
as best as I can explain it, as someone with no serious scientific education whatsoever, when two atoms join, like two helium atoms, the combined atomic weight of two helium atoms that have joined is slightly less than the weight of two of them added up separately, right? So something's gone somewhere.
Okay.
Energy has been released by them joining.
Okay.
That's what's happening in the center of the sun all the time.
And that's what gives that so much heat?
Yes.
Okay.
So you're making like a little pocket sun.
I see.
The problem is that to make the helium atoms join together like that requires an already very, very hot environment.
Okay.
Sun level hot. So how the hell do you do that on Earth without melting the planet, right?
Yeah.
You do that using sort of superheated, I think, lasers, and then it has to be in a special container that can take that heat. That's obviously crazy. But in order to make it not touch anything, this superheated particles, they suspend it in this stuff called plasma, which I cannot explain, but is a thing.
Oh my God.
So in order to not let the sun touch the sides of the box and kill everyone or melt everything, it wouldn't explode. It would just go like because there's like two atoms, right? It's just going like it's not working. So then you create this kind of a tokamak reactor, which I think is shaped like a donut.
Yeah.
And the plasma sort of keeps it all going round and round the donut while you try and heat it up, and that hopefully keeps it stable. And then if that works, and it's getting better and better and better, you have your own sun.
Oh my God! Hence the British expertise harness the power of a star.
The power of a star.
Amazing, and this will have potential clean energy.
Infinite
Clean energy.
Functionally infinite. And I will say, I've got in terms of just normal nuclear power plants.
Yeah.
The statistic is something mad, like all the uranium and plutonium on Earth right now could cover all of the electricity that humans need, like today, like the trillions of gigawatts or whatever it is, till the sun burns out.
Really?
That's how easy it would be to just have completely clean, free energy just now, just if we had enough nuclear power plants.
It already exists.
We already have. We can already do it. But this would be like the mega infinite, brilliant version and safer. Because there's no nuclear waste, there's no explosions, there's no melting down. It's just...
Oh my God. We've done it. We've discovered...
We're getting close. The joke is always that fusion is 10 years away, and it's been 10 years away for 50 years. Ha ha.
I see.
But it is getting closer. Like I think in France they managed to 22 minutes of continuous fusion before it went...
And is this with two No, this was with loads of helium atoms.
I think it's with a few. I don't know. Already we're beyond my area of understanding.
So it's
but
a big donut of energy.
A big energy. If there's other reactors, I think tokamak is the one the Soviets invented in the 70s, and that's quite easy to build and use. So some countries are focusing on tokamak reactors. Some countries have got other designs, but everyone's working on it. Everyone.
Really?
And we're doing pretty well at it, actually. It's one of the things we're actually doing surprisingly well at, given that we're not like America or China.
I mean, it's
good stuff.
This is great stuff.
Yeah. If you pull it off.
This is a good news story.
It's infinite energy forever. And it won't be completely free in the sense that obviously you'll need to like build the thing.
Yeah.
Plug it in with wires that you have to pay for. But ultimately it'll be like a 10p a month or, you know.
Yeah. I want it to be right now. So that Donald Trump and all that can just be like, oh, wow, fuck. It would just stop it all. It would just stop everything.
So any country with oil, it would be like, well, we'll use the oil while we slowly transfer over to the infinity device.
Yeah, yes.
But after this,
clean infinity device.
No more. Like you'd need to. Here's the problem, right? Is that you'd need to then. You still need to do stuff like mine copper because you need wires, but you don't need to ever really use fossil fuel of any kind again.
My God.
You could have so much free electricity that if you were ever running out of water, so like desalination, right, where they turn seawater into drinking water. The reason that a lot of countries don't do that is because it's incredibly expensive because it uses loads of electricity. Because that's how they do it.
Yeah.
So only countries like the Gulf states, like Dubai and stuff, can afford, using oil money, ironically, to pay for desalination factories that turn the seawater into drinking water so they can have a city in the desert. But if electricity was infinite, the sea is just a big drinking water pipe.
Oh,
and you just have
God.
it. And if there's a drought, you can just, there you go, have some of the ocean.
This is it. This is mind blowing.
It would fix everything.
It would fix literally everything instantly.
Yeah, every train could be a maglev superfast train.
My God.
Powered by electricity because electricity is free. The reason that we don't make stuff in factories is because electricity in factories for making steel or for building cars or that's
so much.
In the UK that's like the main cost. Energy is insanely expensive. That's not a problem anymore.
This is huge news.
It's on the way to being huge news.
I
always read any news story about it because of what it would mean if it came off, right?
Well, okay. I mean, we need to follow the Diagnostics Innovation Centre of Excellence every single day because they're getting closer and closer to infinite energy.
Whenever I see the government's put some more money into it, I'm like, thank God, yes. If this was like a sci-fi movie, that would so clearly be the answer, right? A scientist being like, well, if we just follow my calculations, like, give him the money.
Give him the money, for
give him the
God's
money,
sake.
please. Or like, and while he's doing that, give all the other money to the normal nuclear power plants.
Yes.
France's electricity is like 65% nuclear.
Yeah.
We could have had no emissions since the 50s. If we just had nuclear plants.
It's shocking. It's almost like the fossil fuel interests control our governments.
I think it's The Simpsons. Genuinely, I think Mr. Burns and the three-eyed fish.
Homer Simpson is literally the main culprit in the climate crisis.
I think the problem is nuclear energy for people is bad vibes.
Yes,
so
you're right.
If you're like obsessed with fossil fuel making money and stuff, then you don't like it for obvious money reasons.
Totally.
But everyone else is just freaked out by it based on vibes.
Based on Homer Simpson, dropping that big sort of glowing cylinder rod.
Yes, the inanimate carbon rod.
And then it popping down the street. We can't have that. Well, Pierre Novellie, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Pleasure.
Your show, you are doing an Edinburgh show and you're on tour. Is that correct?
I'm on tour. I'm doing an Edinburgh show.
You're doing an Edinburgh show. So where can people get tickets for your tour?
If you go to pierrenovellie.com, that's the best place.
Fantastic.
To find out like where the dates are, where I'm still going and things like that. If I've already been to where you live, all you need to do is get together about 100 to 150 friends and I'll come back.
Fantastic. And do you have a venue and a time for Edinburgh yet?
Yes, Edinburgh. I'll be Monkey Barrel 7:05 p.m. My usual slot.
Fantastic for the whole run.
For the whole run.
Okay, amazing. Well, please do go and see Pierre. I've seen multiple of your shows, and I have cried laughing.
Oh, thank you very much.
One of those rare moments where I cry laugh.
Yes.
Pierre is honestly amazing. So please do go and see him. Pierre, thank you so much for coming on the
pleasure.
podcast.
Thank you for having me.
You've been listening to The Truth in My Opinion. This week's guest was Pierre Novellie, and I've been Cody Darla. And if you want to hear more from Pierre, then you can head over to Patreon now and listen to his bonus 4th headline.